What? The fuck? Okay. What did I do wrong? That is definitely an anti-cheat problem. Let's... Well, to anyone who's just signing in here, well, I am having some anti-cheat issues. So give me 1 second. Yeah, I know I need to install the anti-cheat. I just tested it and I joined and it was fine, so I don't know what the hell's going on. But give me 1 second here. Gonna go grab this again. Hopefully that solved it. Yeah. I know. I followed the directions and it's given me a problem. It should work now. It should work now. I think as long as nothing's like fucked up. Hoping. Here we go. And we're joining. And we're waiting for the server to respond. Look at that. Look at that. We're in. Nice and fucking easy. Okay, 1 second. I'm gonna get a drink, be back really quickly, then we'll do the intros, get this season kicked off. Okay, there we fucking go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to UT4 Elim League Season 4, hosted by UTPugs. We are back in action. Another Elim League coming at you fast and furious, and delayed as always. Wouldn't be UT without us starting fashionably late. Match was 9:30. It is 9:38. We're still going. Fans were a little bit late. People probably still trying to get up to date on the new anti-cheat. I know I was, as you guys all saw. So we are here. We are live. We are ready to roll and get this kicked off between the Roughnecks, who I guess they're captained by Hydro, but it's Hydro, Darth, Swayze, Tierce, and the final boss, or bosses, or something, captained by Fantasy and / Turns. I don't think Turns is doing captaining. Fantasy's captaining, but let's be real. It is a two-headed monster up there on the final boss team. And this should be a pretty good matchup. Team with no real weaknesses against a team with two very strong players and two exploitable players. Nothing against Quad and Tommy, but they are the salary they are for a reason. And them's the shakes. But we've got one more person. We're waiting on Mr. Ryan Johnson, who's probably downing some Dino Nuggies right about now and drinking a couple of rock stars, getting himself ready for this match. I mean, yeah, we should have a pretty good one up here. I mean, this is going to be... How did what team happen, Kuzki? Final boss? It's because it's a BYOT. So Fantasy and Turns decided to team up and load their guns up with a couple of other people. Tommy does have some good rounds. Yeah, I mean, like, there's a reason the $400 players are $400 and the $200 players are $200 players. And it's because, like, occasionally those $400 players can do some stuff pretty good. They do get the work done. And we're going, and Hydra's apparently in the hub, but not in the match, and we are still waiting for the man to join. The man, the myth, the legend, Ryan Johnson. I mean, there are a lot of strong teams in this cup. Plenty of teams have chances to do it. I think BYOT definitely resulted. I think the one downside is that the teams that were obviously quite strong got together early, and then everyone left was kind of making teams wherever possible. So the salary BYOT is to, prevent, like, okay, we know that Fantasy, Turns, Blimpo and Wasty could just join up and absolutely smash everyone else in this cup. Like, okay. That's like it. But with salary, it kind of limits. You have to stay within the constraints. So, you're allowed to choose your teammates. You don't you're not forced to play with anyone that happens to draft you. So it gives people a bit more incentive to join up and play because they get to play with their boys. And then, you can get a team that you like and hopefully form a strong one. So what ended up pretty much happening is that day one, there were like 4 or 5 teams pretty much immediately came out and was like, okay, these guys have some strong lineups, a couple good players. But then you had teams like the team that we're seeing here, Roughnecks, where... like you end up getting a team where there's, I mean, the lowest player is like $500. Swayze, like, very strong. Like maybe not even maybe like $550. But yeah, they don't have any $900 players. I think Tierce is like $780, $800, something like that. Strong, certainly, but not like, unbelievable. We have not started map 1 yet, but we finally have the click-in, and the first match of the UT4 Elim League Season 4 will be underway. We're getting into that final countdown. The click-in, the have funs go out, and we're about to jump into map 1.
2,
in the
1.
And we are here and go, and we're going to go right on board. Fantasy, round 1, turn on the x-ray, get everything going, and why the hell was it not on? Oh. Got to get those first round, first spec jitters out of the way. And Fantasy playing this low rockets area on Chiaps. I always hate being down there. You can get flanked so easily, but somehow the entirety of Roughnecks is decided to go to Amp, and they're rolling as a unit. Fantasy turns the corner into 3 people looking at him. Oh man, it's like absolutely comic. Thank God we had X-ray. We could see that one coming from a mile away, and now it looks like, however, that if Fantasy can get the good flank on and his team can help him out here. Fantasy, great combo onto Hydro, takes him down. Fantasy looking to get the nice shot, lines it up onto Swayze. Darth up top. Fantasy missing the easy shot on Darth, turns around, hits Swayze. Darth is all that is left, and Vader looks like we might be seeing him later as Tommy Guns links him down. And there we have it, round 1 of Season 4 Lim League going to Final Boss. We'll say that, why the hell are they named Final Boss? MLG 2005 Halo called, it wants its team names back. Just saying. But we should go on to someone else here, Tierce, everyone's favorite national park enthusiast. As he is a frequent camper, but he is going to be playing here, finding Fantasy, nice shots, getting the rocket, not landing, flak ball landing directly onto Tierce's face. How's that for a National Park Easter egg? And I'm in 2K4 mode, forgetting that there are buttons here. Fantasy, 10 HP, 1v2 situation. This is going to be hard. Darth is stacked. It could get the minigun out, but they're going to try and primary him down. Great shield. Hydra, what a maneuver getting out of dodge there, and then all of a sudden they're looking for him, but finally goes down, shock primary, but that was much closer than it needed to be, and holy moly. Why the hell did that not swap? But we are on turns, round 3. All tied up 1 round apiece between Roughnecks and Final Boss, and we are going to take a peek here, and turns, getting up top, taking Hydro, 110 off. I think he hears stuff to his left, but he is focused in on these 2 guys. Low flak, gets the double kill. Swayze last alive, needing to run for his life. Top lift, top bio, turns coming in, just holding down the link shock primary, and eats a huge combo, but turns, takes him down finally. That is nice. And we got to get on somebody else here. Can't just be watching the studs. First round, everyone gets a little bit of screen time early on. And Quad getting a big fight into Swayze here, but he is facing 2. He's at 2 HP against 2 people, and he's holding up, loading up rockets, and Hydra goes right by him. Quad getting out a good bit of damage, and now we are seeing this is the 2v2, and Darth almost eats rockets, but doesn't. Darth somehow still alive with a barely any HP. Now Fantasy 1v2 needs to find someone soon. Can't find Darth. Darth still alive, got the HP, and Darth was able to live through the primary despite being 2 HP, and holy moly, there goes the game. Go on, Darth, you earned us. And I mean, my graphic settings are, I need to get rid of the chills INI or whatever I had. It hasn't been doing me well. I'm just lazy. But Darth, 1v1 here, or not 1v1, winning the last round, and now he's in a 2v4 along with Tierce. Tierce now in a 1v4, not looking good. And I mean, this is going to be tough. I mean, he's got 4 people hot on his tail, takes down 1, but he's got another player right in his face. Tierce goes down, 3-2, back and forth so far. Can't say that this has not been an exciting matchup as we go on with Mr. Rockstar Enthusiast here. And he's going to just look for the angles, not finding anything. Going to go take the lift up, get down, try and get dirty with rockets and flak. Takes a big chunk out of turns, kills turns. And now Hydro's going to take that HP pack while he is low. It is a 1v3. He needed to get whatever he could. And, man, his team collapsed quickly. Looked like he might have had a bit more help there for a second, but that changed awfully fast. And first 2-round lead of the match so far as Final Boss finally getting on the board, and we're going to go on board Tommy Guns, shooting at air. Not even close, but Tierce holding the angle, and Tommy Guns getting the angle peak out on Tierce. Reaction time not going Tierce's way as he is running directly into, doesn't check the corner, would have run into a huge combo, and Tommy Guns just aggressively pushing up, gets a primary onto Tierce. He is low, but Fantasy's going to need some help here soon. He's got a bunch of people around him. 30 HP for Fantasy. Now Tommy Guns last alive. 1v1. Tierce versus Tommy Guns. Battle of the T's. And which T will come out on top? Which T will reign supreme? Tierce jumping up. Tommy hitting the shot. Tierce 14 HP. Tommy enough to survive a primary, but not a snipe. He heard him at bio. You know he's at bio. Just combo the ledge. Combo the ledge. You have 7 HP. Tierce drops down. Doesn't get heard. Somehow Tommy's listening is Tommy Gun. Tommy Guns almost had an absolute clutch round. Unable to come up with it at the end. He had it all there for him. Had it all. Heard everything. Swayze now eating 70 HP. Fantasy getting some good kills off, or good damage off. And who did we not watch yet? Swayze. Get him next round. But Fantasy getting a nice... Oh, eating a combo directly to his face. Fantasy feeling the burn on that one. And it is Fantasy and turns into 2v3. This is going to be difficult for them. They need to try and get something quickly. They do. But Darth getting some damage. Fantasy turning this around. It was a 3v2 in favor of Roughnecks, but now it's a 1v2 in favor of Final Boss. And Final Boss proving that they are, in fact, the Final Boss, keeping their 2-round lead. Fantasy 4.4. PPR turns 4.2, and we got to go on board. Swayze needs the round start at least, and they run right into Fantasy, loading rockets, not connecting on the snipe either. Big combo coming out, 110 in onto Fantasy, but Swayze in a corner. He has to know Fantasy's behind him. Does. Fantasy goes down. It is a 2v4. Turns and quad against the world here, and turns 18 HP. They do get one back, but Turns is right in the firing line. Pull out Mini, pull out something, but Swayze doesn't. Turns lives to fight another day, and he's turning around Hydro. He's going to more or less shoot at his own teammate. Somebody's down at Rocket. Swayze, get dirty. Take him down. Make this winnable. And Quad gets the kill on Hydro. Swayze was just too slow. Needed to get into the mix there. These guys are low. Needs to be coming in. Swayze able to get the kill, and now it is Turns. Turns in the 1v2, and Turns goes down to Tierce, 10 and 13 HP apart. I mean, I think that Swayze could have made that a lot easier, but you don't look a gift horse in the mouth. That's kind of a wrong saying for this, but whatever. Works out. Tierce hurt here, flat coming out, and Turns just pushing like a madman. Might not be the best pub playstyle, but he is currently making it work. Misses Hydro, point blank sniper, missing him again. Gets the shock primary in, takes him down. Darth last alive, 1v4. This is not looking good for the resident Kentuckian, and he is gonna get cornered under the belt, go down. Link comes out. Fantasy taking no chances on a match play, and Turns and Fantasy trading off here, and we're going to go on board Fantasy again. Turns next round, probably. Everyone seems to be in, but these two are clearly playing the best, and Fantasy, great movement, stays alive. Darth come up the lift, doesn't find a thing, and dies for his trouble. And holy moly, we are seeing some great play out of Fantasy right now as he seems to be feeling it. Jumps right down behind Hydro, easy combo coming out. Hydro didn't even hear him. And 7-4, and Final Boss is looking like they are taking control of this matchup. Sheops starting to go their way. 7-4 current scoreline, and combo a second too soon on Hydro. And the Rockets just wide. The field goal is good. Hydro is the football as he goes right between Fantasy's Rockets. And now Fantasy missing more Rockets, hitting nothing right now, and goes down. That was absolutely tragic. Quad with Hydro in his face. Quad taking himself out, and now it is Turns alone, 1v2, 6 HP, and a dream that will probably soon be denied as the moment a link of any sort touches him, and boom, that is it. And That is rough. But we'll go on board turns as he misses another sniper. That looked like it was lined up. Oh, he's going to walk right past Hydro here. Hydro's going to get him right in the back. Wow, that could have been a lot worse. Hydro could have just immediately ended his life and instead gives him a little bit more life. And Fantasy trying to stay alive up top, running for the hills, going to go pick up this health pack. Yeah, his team should leave that for him. Turns not alive. Fantasy is. Give the health to Fantasy. It is a 2v3 Hydro and Tierce versus Fantasy and Tommy Gun. Soon to just be Tierce. And Tierce, 10 HP, not long for this world. He's going to get jumped on quickly. But Fantasy is low. Could... Not quite low enough to snipe, though. So Fantasy would have lived through one. Needed to hit a headshot there on Fantasy. And we'll go back on board. Darth sliding, slide counter. Darth, we've seen it. Start the counter. It's at least at one, probably at very many by this point. And Hydro engaging Fantasy. The student will probably not become the master anytime soon. Let's be honest here. As Fantasy takes down Hydro. And now we've got a couple players here. Darth up at Amp. Not him and Fantasy just missing each other despite looking at each other. And Fantasy in a 1v3 takes down Darth. Not able to hold onto the ledge and just immediately gets double sniped. Fantasy is feeling the pressure, failing the mini jump twice, doesn't get up, and goes down 8-6. Still life in Roughnecks, but it's going to be tough. They do need a lot, and Fantasy's still at 4.1 PPR. And let's see how he's getting this, because he seems to definitely be crushing a bit. Missing the combo, could have gotten some damage off there. Looking for shots, and Hydro going the outside path on the belt. Somebody coming up behind. Fantasy hears it. Fantasy walks away, or at least doesn't walk away, but combos behind him. And now Fantasy hunting the guy at Flak, but he's going to turn around, help his team. Knows that the guy at Flak is meaningless in that fight and gives himself a 3-player advantage. But Tommy Guns goes down. Headshot out of Fantasy. Tierce getting his noggin cleaned right off his shoulders. And 9-6, first map point of the season. Going to final boss is, well, they have to earn it first, but they could take it here. And Tierce getting hurt, and Fantasy backing off, getting a lot of damage on Hydro. Fantasy is absolutely dead here, but whatever damage he can get out is huge. Fantasy probably said, I'm dead here, but he somehow survives yet again. He's got such minimal amounts of HP, and he is still alive, still outputting damage. What a performance. His team able to come in and clean up. Fantasy dead to rights, should have died. One shock primary would have taken him out, and he somehow made it out around the corner, slithered his way to a map point victory, and that is a 10-6 in favor of final boss as they take it. First map of the season. Fantasy 4 PPR turns 3.7. Quad and Tommy down there at 2 and 1.5. But, you know, they gave the comms and the help when it was needed. Quad, 2.8k damage. That is absolutely huge. Tierce, 3,300. Not bad. His team got a little bit outmatched. I mean, no one had below 2,400, but 2 PPR to 2.9 is not a spread you kind of want. You want a few more. You probably want one guy at least in the mid threes, hopefully, but can't be too mad. They gave a good fight to it, 10-6, and it was a competitive game. Can't be mad at all. So now we gotta upgrade our little text mark here. We've got an 0-1 in favor of final boss. And we're waiting for map 2 to start. I'm glad that you like your team for the Elim Cup, Wasty, considering you're like basically contractually obligated to say that publicly. What is disable preview? We have a ready up asked, and Swayze saying, "What would Jesus do?" Say yes. Too bad I can't can't type because after fantasy type say yes, I would say to the dress question mark. Feel like that would have been appropriate. Instead, we have the ready up. We have the enter. We are going on to map 2 pending here. Final boss 1-0 scoreline in the first matchup of the season for Elim League Season 4, hosted by UTPugs. And we are about to get into map number 2, and we're going to go right on board Fantasy Round 1, starting off with the man who had 4 PPR. Map 1 carried his team to a victory and lived through some outrageous shit. Almost corner Stombo from Darth. Fantasy makes him shake his camera, but Fantasy coming in with a flank, huge flank, gets Swayze, helps take down whoever else that was, and Hydro, I believe. And now Darth going to get linked down here. No place for him to go. And Tierce now in the 1v2. Quad is low, could take him down, but Fantasy is stacked out of his mind. And Tierce going to shoot the corner with rockets, but hits nothing, and Fantasy gets the damage. Tierce able to clean up Quad. This is very winnable for Tierce. Needs to somehow keep himself safe. Oh my goodness, what a combo onto Fantasy. Fantasy is now reeling. 9 HP. Does Tierce? No. Could get the minigun out. Tierce going to fail the jump. Needs to make that a little bit better. Going to go look for this health pack. Collects it. Fantasy. Man, they just miss each other, and Tierce is giving him the teabags. And Tierce sitting in the corner, not getting seen. Listening. Does he hear Fantasy to his right? Fantasy able to get the snipe down. Fantasy, he's going to look for the shot. Fantasy hits the shots, takes Tierce down. All he needed was a minigun bullet, and Fantasy delivered the goods when Tierce had him on death's door. I mean, honestly, after that sort of combo onto him, you got to assume he's at least got some damage. You got to try it. Huge combo from Fantasy, 163. He is on one. Tierce goes down. The minigun that Tierce should have used, and Fantasy makes no mistake about it, takes him down. And that is why this man is $950. Hits Swayze, and look at this. Taking down Hydro, and Fantasy is just on one. Darth is dead as well. Fantasy Swayze 1v1 for all the marbles. Fantasy is feeling it, just goes right in, hits the snipe, hits the primary, gets the link gun out. Swayze has the chance, but the minigun comes out. The minigun takes down Swayze. What a round out of Fantasy. An ace round. He is 7-0. Okay, the camera is sticking on him. Screw anyone else's viewing rights here. The man is huge right now. He is enormous. Absolutely girthy. And takes down Hydro. I mean, that kill was just a gift wrap to him. Fell down into his face. Great little jump. Wow. I'm going to keep that one for the notebook later. If you have boots, you can make that nice jump all the way through, but goes down to Darth. Darth now, however, in the 1v3. This is looking rough for him. Pretty healthy turns. Tommy Guns gets into his face. Darth, great flak ball. Tries to connect the flak. Not quite there. Goes down. Quad able to get Darth from the side. And holy moly. I mean, we're going right back. Fantasy still 7.1 PPR, even after the early death. And just headshots Swayze right off the rip. That feels bad. Gets Tierce with a nice shot. And then the link gun's coming out. He is putting out damage. And huge combo. Fantasy, great playing the angles, using those pixel combos. And gets a core damage onto Darth there. Absolutely diabolical stuff out of Fantasy right now. And he is going to go down to Darth's going to go down to Fantasy, and 4-0 Fantasy is off to the races. That is just exactly not what the doctor ordered if you are Roughnecks looking for a map win in this matchup, because Fantasy going off to a 10-0 start is quite hard to deal with. Fantasy right now in a 1v3. This could be the final Darth of his life here, but he's gonna somehow clean up Swayze. Stays alive. Hydro in his face. He knows Hydro is hurt. Both players die to a sniper shot. Fantasy is able to get it. Darth gets 33 on him. Darth goes down to the link gun. Hydro, 30 HP, goes down. Fantasy, 13-1, 7 PPR, 55 LG accuracy, 2100 damage, and he is 18 away from 22. So first LG ticks him over, and Fantasy is on a absolute tear right now. Looks like the anti-cheat was coded to allow his aimbot through, as clearly this is unbelievable performance out of him. Fantasy takes down Tierce, and Hydro last alive. I mean, we're going to go over to him, but he is going to get cleaned up. Someone's going to drop down behind him. Looks like Fantasy hits the snipe. Quad taking him down. Turns 1 HP. What a liver. But Fantasy 15-1, kind of a quiet round from him. His team ended up picking up the slack there, but Jesus, this is looking rough if you are a fan of the Roughnecks, which I mean, I don't know if anyone has fans in a game this small, but geez, tough time to be one. Fantasy cleaning up the bio from in front of him and almost eating his teammates' rockets, but smartly sidestepping and cleaning up the end. Couple kills there. Darth saying what the whole entirety of Twitch chat is thinking right now. Somebody whitelisted his cheat in the anti-cheat. But no, this is just... Fantasy is on one right now, and he might go down here, but somehow going up the lift saves him. Darth misses the combo. He's on a rampage officially, and somehow Swayze unable to take him out from behind. Goes down. Swayze is now bioing, trying to take him down, make him feel the burn, but he is feeling nothing but 19-1. Unfortunate, he took a death at 7-0, I believe, and it kept him from potentially going for the godlike here. This is an unbelievable performance. Swayze just gets dumpstered. Oh, he almost jumps right into the bio. That was almost tragic, but he ends up surviving, and he's going to go right in onto Hydro. Takes him down. Fantasy 7 HP. Tierce a full stack. And I know Fantasy doesn't care about his life here. He will throw it away if he thinks it's going to get his team the round win, but it does not matter. Fantasy keeps his life around. I mean, I guess he was trying to play slow, but 21-1. The man is absolutely on fire right now, and he is looking, avoids the bio successfully, and Swayze eats the rocket. Fantasy getting some free PPR, and now facing down Tierce, and Tierce able to stay out of the combo. I think the sniper shot hit there, and 10-0, a 10-0. They didn't even win a round. Roughnecks getting absolutely roughed up by Final Boss as they take map 2 by a score of 10-0. Fantasy 5.6 PPR, 22-1, 3,400 damage. If his team was a little bit worse, we might have been able to see another reflex on Cheop's performance. But Fantasy not quite godlike, but damn near close. 56% LG. Holy moly, he was absolutely insane stuff out of the man at the top. And holy moly, we are going to, I mean, mark the 2-0. They've won the match, but we still have to play map number 3 for standings positions. So we are on to campgrounds, and this is a great equalizer. Campgrounds can allow a lot of players to get a lot of good value out of rockets in tight corners. So this is anyone's map. Hydro and Tierce both great at playing corners. Swayze and Darth might be a little bit hurt. I don't usually see them as rocket flak type players, but you never know. They can pull it out. And I mean, the one thing though is Tommy Guns is gonna look good here. I think he's going to be greatly helped with the rockets on this map. He is a great rocket player, and he's going to be a great addition for his team on this map.
3, 2, 1.
And we're going to go right on board. I mean, it's fantasy. Let's be real here. He was 22-1, absolutely feeling himself. And we're going to just go right into it right again. And Hydro taking down the final boss as Turns also only 30 HP, and he is doing his best to survive. Tierce unable to kill him. What a great movement out of Turns. Tierce not being able to clean him up here is going to make it hard for him. Needs to find a kill, probably onto Turns. Might be more doable on anybody else, but Turns is... or might be more doable against anyone else, but Turns is going to make this hard. But now it is a proper 1v2, and... oh, he eats the combo. Tommy Guns predicts him going up the lift or hears him, and has a combo waiting for him. Hits big damage, and somebody pissing it up to LG. They did not hear Tierce move, but somebody did. Tommy Guns heard him, and Tommy Guns getting the shot down on to Tierce sitting around the corner. Get absolutely flakballed. And there we go. I mean, we're going to go back on board, see if Fantasy can't turn it around. If he has another cold round, we will officially swap off and go to somebody else. Clearly, the pending buff is... Swayze standing too close to the edge, gets absolutely comboed for half of his HP. And Fantasy looking for Tierce, hits a good damage on him. And Tierce just absolutely stuck in a corner, but Fantasy stuck in a crossfire between Tierce and Hydro. And Fantasy is still looking for Tierce. He knows he's still up there. Finally takes him down. And Fantasy and Turns both have very low HP. And Fantasy looks at Swayze. Swayze could have shot a combo maybe, but instead Fantasy takes him down. And it is now Darth and Hydro. And Fantasy takes down Darth, 5 and 4 HP. And Hydro getting headshot by Turns. And, I mean, we're going to go on board. Turns, I mean, Fantasy still 4.3. I mean, we'll give somebody else a couple rounds here. Show off some of the other gamers after Fantasy got like a 10-round expose on pending. And Tierce taking down Fantasy. This map is a lot swingier. Tierce trying to do his best to fight Quad here, and he's got somebody behind him. Ends up going down, and 3-0 outside of Sheops. Man, this team Roughnecks has looked rough so far. Don't know if they've had a lot of practice playing together, and I know Fantasy's team has been scrimming like demons, as they have absolutely been gelling, and it's already a 2v3, not looking good if you are on Roughnecks, but 2v2, this is doable. Fantasy is currently caught. Fantasy does go down. It is now Quad, last alive, 39 HP. Somebody's got the link gun out. Darth taking down Quad. And finally, first round in 15 rounds, actually, that Roughnecks have been able to get a round on the board. And nice combo out of Darth, getting some damage onto Quad there. But needs to try and find somebody else. Quad already going down. Darth just moved away. Tommy Guns went up to Rockets as Darth was just looking away from it. And instead, Darth going to run into Tommy Guns here. Darth taking down Tommy Guns, making him absolutely hurt. And this is a 3v2. Fantasy enter... well, 2v2. Was going to say Fantasy and Turns versus 3, but instead it is Fantasy and Turns versus 2. Swayze is the healthy one, but they're able to take down Fantasy, and nice combo out of Swayze, taking down Turns. And that was a quick little combo out of Swayze there, as he takes down Turns, makes us a 3-2, able to get 2 straight on in a row for Roughnecks, and looking good. And we go on board. Turns taking down Tierce, Darth and Swayze in a 2v1, and Swayze just gets evaporated. Darth last alive, 1v3, gonna be tough at Shock Stairs, almost eats a rocket directly to the face, able to avoid it, and instead Tommy Guns taken down. And now it is Darth against Fantasy and Turns. This is going to be tough. Fantasy is low, taken down. Turns is right behind him. Turns is going to keep pushing. Turns is aggressive. And Darth gets himself above. Darth taking down Turns. Great combo out of Darth. Getting the Dark Horse. Darth the Dark Horse. Wow, what alliteration. Man, I am a genius. But anyways, a 3-3. This is a new map number 3 for Roughnecks as they have managed to take 3 straight rounds and give themselves a fighting chance. Darth going to keep the camera after a wonderful Dark Horse. I mean, to be fair, most Dark Horses are built out of a couple of low targets that you're able to take care of, but Darth trapped at low flak here, just trying to get damage. Ends up going down, looking for a shot that was aimed for Hydro, and instead hits Darth, but Tierce going down. Swayze now 1v2. Here's a Piston. Piston comes out. Piston hits him. Turns, gets a Piston kill in a league match. Can't be standing still like that, Swayze. Can't be standing still. Get some rockets out. Do some damage. Yeah. And here we go. Fantasy once again fighting Hydro. Fantasy comboing his teammate, taking a lot of damage here. Hitting Darth. Nice snipe. Darth going down. Tierce and Swayze in a 2v3. And Fantasy eating another little bit of damage. Swayze could have completed that combo and absolutely owned Fantasy's life. And instead, he doesn't. Swayze taken down by Fantasy. Tierce Tommy guns in his face with rockets. Quad comes up, takes down Tierce. And just like that, 2 straight rounds. Way of final boss as they take a 5-3 advantage. It was 10-6 and then a 10-0. 10-6 on Sheops. And Tommy just... Tommy's a little bit inactive early on. Maybe needed to get in there a bit more that round. Be like an adequate damage sponge and like rocket damage dealer as the fight is completely away from the other side of the map. And Tommy Guns comes in with a combo in the back on an escaping player. I mean, that's if you can time your flanks right and you can get those easy combos. But man, Tommy was way out of the play for a bit. And let's go give Quad some time here. I know Fantasy was kind of engaging in a fight, but we've seen a lot of Fantasy, and he's not quite dominating as much. But Hydra going down, getting taken out in the back. Tierce going to go down soon after. And it's actually Turns so far who is doing the heavy lifting for his team. And we're going to go on board with him rest of this game, I think, as everyone's kind of tangentially gotten around. It is tough, like... Final Boss has kind of taken control of this, which has made swapping between teams hard. But Turns going aggressive. This man doesn't know the meaning of the word S key, as he is just moving forward at all times. Darth, last alive, 1v3. Can he make the magic happen again? Gets a nice kill, but goes down at the same time. And 8-3, this is quickly turned tragic after Roughnecks was doing so well fighting back, making it 3-3. They have dropped 5 on the bounce to put themselves 2 rounds away from losing all 3 maps. And it's not where you want to be, that's for sure. But Darth and Hydro in a 2v3 here. Nice snipe out of Turns, hitting somebody. And Darth now last alive, trapped in a corner. This is going to be tough for him. He's got people right to his front and to his back. Take him down. 9-3, and Turns and Fantasy are going off. I mean, I think this is like the one thing the $900 players need, a $900 player to challenge them to some degree. Otherwise, they can just start rolling over. Like, Tierce and Darth need to be the ones, like, getting into Hydro, or not Hydro, Tierce and Fantasy's faces and almost allowing their other players to deal with the weaker ones. Or maybe even like 3v2 them with Hydro, Tierce, Darth, let Swayze shoot. But that was a quick map 3 as well. 10-3. Final Boss taking it pretty convincing fashion. Turns 3.9 PPR, Fantasy 3.5. Darth, Tierce, Hydro. I don't think anyone was above 3. That was a rough one from them. I mean, I think the problem is just Tierce hasn't been playing a lot, so he's a little bit rusty. He kind of needs to put in some work for that team, and that doesn't really help him. I think like their team is just a little bit more inactive than a lot of teams. Kind of why they got the team put together that they did. But hey, it is what it is. That is the first match of Season 4 of Elim League out of the way and over with. Final boss taking it 3-0. And again, this is UT4 Elim League Season 4 hosted by UTPugs. I'm your caster EP. There will be some other casters for sure throughout this tournament, so catch them. I know Fantasy casted a bunch last season, so check him out if he's casting. But who knows? Some other people might be casting as well. So check him out, watch, have some fun, and I will see you next time.